8 in the morning in Manila. One update. Absolute mayhem in the tennis world. 20-year-old Filipina phenom Eala was reeling from her most devastating defeat yet. A brutal 6-2, 6-2 thrashing by Karolina Muchova sent her ranking tumbling from 29 down to 45. Instead of regrouping for the clay courts, she hit the front pages with a bombshell move nobody anticipated. Through her reps, Eala dropped the hammer. She was walking away from every major endorsement deal. Nike was gone, the iconic brand that showcased her face in their legendary Oregon headquarters. Milo was out, the legacy brand that just crowned her the face of their latest global campaign. The massive contracts making her one of the world's richest young stars terminated effective now. Insiders say that lopsided loss to Muchova triggered a total shift in her perspective. It wasn't about her game, it was about the crushing weight of being a commercial product. Being a brand meant nothing if she lost herself. Then came March 23, 2026 in Miami. 60 minutes, that was it. 13th seed Karolina Muchova systematically dismantled Eala's Miami Open dreams in a decisive 6-2, 6-2 rout. The first set was a 22-minute blur where Muchova surrendered a mere 6 points. That loss tanked Eala's record against Czech players to 0-13, a total nightmare for any pro. But Eala didn't crumble or cry. At the mic, she spoke words that would soon haunt the industry. She was clinical, Eala admitted. I wasn't at my peak mostly because she never let me breathe. Still, a few tactical tweaks might have kept it close, but the outcome was what it was. She plummeted 16 spots in the rankings, landing at 45. Her 390 points from the previous year vanished, replaced by a meager 120. The numbers were cold, but her spirit remained unbroken. I'm still proud of this week, she insisted. Sure, walking off that court hurts, but I'm focused on the bigger picture of my play. When reporters grilled her on the crushing expectations of an entire nation, her response was ice cold. Being seeded adds a layer of tension, mostly coming from my own high standards, she shared. I've put in the work. This isn't some heavy burden. It's just part of the grind. She sounded like a future Hall of Famer, but internally, the gears were turning in a dangerous direction. She was a money-making machine, driving 57% of all tournament merchandise sales and dominating every billboard in Manila. She'd walked the halls of Nike's inner sanctum, her face immortalized next to the greatest athletes in history. As Milo's golden girl, she was the ultimate hometown hero success story for millions of kids. But in the cold silence after the match, she started questioning the soul of her stardom. What mattered now? Her list of sponsors was a dream for any athlete regardless of age. Nike had been in her corner since 2019, back when she was just a 14-year-old prodigy. At Wimbledon, they'd gifted her a custom hair tie featuring a sampaguita flower, a nod to her heritage. It came with a note celebrating the Filipina phenom blooming on the world stage. It wasn't just a match, she was carrying the hopes of a whole country on her shoulders. That flower is my roots, she'd posted online, a constant reminder of where this journey started. The post went viral with over 125,000 likes just before her trip to Nike headquarters. There she was, her image plastered in the tunnel alongside the elite legends of global sport. History in bloom, the caption read. Then there was Milo, her other massive partnership. Launched in early 2026, the campaign focused on her rise from local clinics to the big leagues. Milo's marketing lead noted that Eala jumped at the chance to tell her story. She knew her path could ignite a spark in every kid starting from zero, he said. After all, those very same clinics were where Eala and so many other local legends first picked up a racket. This campaign felt like a homecoming, a loud salute to everything she'd conquered. Milo was always bigger than a chocolate milk. It was the fuel for every Pinoy legend, Lico noted. But even as the profits surged and the marketing blitz peaked, with her face staring down from every billboard, Eala felt a growing rot. The spotlight was suffocating her. The heat was rising. After the silence of that Muchova defeat, she realized her fire had gone out. Something vital had vanished. On March 25, 2026, her team dropped a bombshell. No cameras, no fanfare, just a few sharp sentences that shattered the tennis world. Eala was walking away. Every major sponsorship deal was terminated effective immediately. She offered thanks to her partners and the fans, but the cord was officially cut. She demanded privacy to recalibrate. The ensuing quiet felt like a physical weight. Nike's top brass, who'd gambled everything on Eala, scrambled to find an exit strategy. Milo's fresh campaign was suddenly a ghost town. Desperate, panic-fueled calls went unanswered. It was over. Insiders confirmed this wasn't some snap judgment. Eala had been drowning for weeks, tired of being a walking logo instead of a player. The loss to Muchova was the final straw. Being a commercial machine was killing the sport she lived for. Post-match, she talked about perspective. In this moment of defeat, things look different, she'd said. Great wins don't make me a god and bad losses don't define me, she told the press. Now she was bringing that same cold clarity to her business empire. The fame had turned her into a product. She never signed up to be a billboard for anyone. A close source put it bluntly. She was born to hit balls, not sell them. Tennis had become the side hustle. The appearances and the contracts were finally taking their toll. She seized the wheel. In an era of greed, Eala turned her back on millions in cold cash. To her inner circle, it was classic Alex, raw honest and absolutely fearless. When the news hit the islands, the Philippines exploded in a digital firestorm. The hashtag Eala above brands trended for days as the nation debated her soul. Some cheered her integrity. She's not a commodity, one fan posted. She's a warrior. She's hunting ghosts, not checks. Others worried about her bank account. She's ranked 45 now, one critic noted. Prize money won't fund a world tour alone. Eala walks away from millions. The front page of the Philippine Star screamed the next morning. The story traced her rise from the Nadal Academy, wondering if the icon status had finally crushed her. Milo, despite the massive loss, issued a polite, heartbroken statement of support. "We respect her path and cherish the history we made together," the brand stated. Her journey continues to inspire us. Nike, meanwhile, was noticeably silent. The footwear giant, which treated her like royalty, was reportedly blindsided by the divorce. The custom gear and the Oregon headquarters displays now looked like relics of a failed investment. Yet rumors suggest Nike is already plotting a way to win her heart back. Amid the noise, Eala focused on the red clay. Madrid was waiting. Rome and Roland Garros loomed the dirt where she first mastered her tactical craft. The surface required the patience she was known for. That Czech curse still needed breaking. Her rank had slipped to 45. Those lost Miami points would have to be clawed back on the clay. But she carried a new weapon, the absolute weightlessness of being free. She'd already signaled her readiness in Miami. "I'm ready for the clay court grind. There's a lot of room for me to grow on this surface. I'm excited to see it through." She also knew when to breathe. "I'm taking a beat to find my center again." A quick reset after Indian Wells, then it's time to go to war on the clay. This grueling marathon continues. This hiatus is about a total internal reset, not just rest. She's stripping it all back to rediscover her soul, choosing pure passion over massive corporate paychecks. Coaching legend Paul Annacone hit the nail on the head earlier this season. Her radiant spirit fills any stadium. Recall her stunning, humble victory over Iga Swiatek last year. Annacone knew her poise was the true magic, far outweighing any ranking or endorsement. Forget the merchandise. In the sudden silence, she is finally reclaiming her own identity. Axing those contracts was a revolutionary strike against the crushing weight of national expectation. For decades, corporations held the leash, exploiting athletes for narrative control and maximum profit. Brands owned the story while players were just assets. Now she's taking the pen back. She proved a champion's worth isn't measured by the number of zeros on a contract. Real value lives in her bond with fans and a relentless devotion to her craft. Integrity is everything. Then she pulled a move that left the entire sporting world speechless. Following a brutal 6-6-2 thrashing by Karolina Muchova, her ranking plummeted to number 45. At just 20, the Filipina star shocked the globe by instantly terminating every major sponsorship. Nike's elite treatment and her Milo ambassadorship all gone in one sweeping motion. The deals that made her a global financial powerhouse evaporated effective immediately. Insiders claim that devastating loss sparked a profound transformation deep within her psyche. Her love for the game remained, but the suffocating commercial noise finally became too much. Being a marketing juggernaut meant nothing if she lost her true self to the machine. Heading into the clay season, she carries the ultimate weapon, total unadulterated freedom. Ranking 45, a long uncertain road, but she's finally playing for herself. Was she right? Sound off in the comments. Subscribe to Rally Radar for the realest stories in tennis.